In my previous video, I have explained the importance of having a key takeaway section in your website. Basically, this section will give assurance to your visitors that they came to the right place. And equally as important is the design, because you want to make sure that this is the first thing that your visitors see when they come to your website. And I just stumbled upon this blog post by Google. There's nothing important about this post, it's just talking about VPN on the NusaPixel phone. But what strikes me the most is the key takeaway design. It's very simple, it's modern, and yet it draws people's attention. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can design something like this on WordPress. And as usual, we are not going to be using any plugin or CSS code. Let's get into it. Okay, I have this article that contains the key takeaway section. There are 3 points similar to the one that actually made by Google. I don't know the actual name of this design, so if any of you know the official name of this type of design, then let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, we are ready to decorate this section. But first, let me open the list view. This will make it easy to navigate around the blocks. And also, I want to remove the rest of the content because this is a tutorial, so I don't need this content. So I'm going to remove that and press delete. Okay. Now there is only this section remains. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make this text slightly larger because this sample is also has a bigger font. Let's change it to medium. And one thing that you have noticed is that this is actually not a bullet point. This is actually a paragraph. So we are going to turn this bullet point into a normal paragraph. Luckily, the process is pretty simple. I'm going to just click on this list view and I'm going to click this option and turn that into a paragraph. And there you go. And also I want to make it smaller because that's what it appears on the sample. The font is relatively smaller compared to the body font. Let's select the text. We have done that and make it small. Depending on the theme that you're using, you probably will see a different setting, but basically you want to make this area to be to have slightly smaller font compared to the rest of the content. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of the gap between the 2 blocks. If you look at the example, you'll see that the gap is actually a little bit smaller, and I want to try to achieve that. Again, depending on what theme you're using, this process might not be necessary, but I'm going to include it anyway. So select the text, select the entire blocks, and let's go to the dimension option and click margin, and I want to reduce the top and bottom margin. So this is the setting, small margin is smaller, which is pretty good. Now we are going to add a tiny vertical line next to the text. This is the vertical line that we want to create on WordPress. You might be asking, what is this line? Well, it is actually just a border on the left side. So we just need to add some border to this text, but we cannot do that because if you just select any paragraph block on WordPress, you won't see any option that allows you to create a border or add some border to the text. Instead, what we need to do is we have to put this text into a group block. Fortunately, the process is now pretty simple. You just need to select the text and click this paragraph icon and turn that into a group. And after that, you will see that this particular line or this particular bullet point used to be a bullet point, now becoming a group block, and it contains the text, which is this text. Now select on the group block and go to styles, and then you can click border. Remember, we only want to add the left side of the border, so we have to unlink the sides. And on the left side, we want to pick the color. It could be any color, so I'm going to pick a color that is similar to my theme, or maybe it is better to just select the color that is the same on this Google blog post. Let's pick the color. I'm going to click this element and see what is the color they're using. So this is the color code, and this is the one that I'm going to apply to my design. Let's copy and let's paste that right here. You can use any color that is appropriate to your theme, but I just want to have a similar design to Google. And for the thickness of the border, it's going to be 4 pixels. And of course, we have to apply some gap. We have to put some distance between the border and the content. So on the padding setting, you want to add some distance like that. I think it's pretty good. Now we have created the first bullet point or the first point of the key takeaways that has a design that is the same as the one on Google. But now we want to apply the same setting to the other 2 bullet points. Fortunately, you didn't have to apply the settings manually because WordPress has a feature that allows you to just copy the styles and then apply that on a different block. So what I need to do now is I'm going to select this paragraph, this second paragraph, and I'm going to turn that into a group. And also I'll do the same for the third point, turn that into a group. Now I'm just go to the first group, click here, or you can also click here, it is the same thing. Let's click copy styles, and you can click on the second group and click paste styles. Now if you do it for the first time, you will see this prompt on the browser. Just click allow to allow it to see the content of the clipboard. Click allow, and you'll see that the design has been applied to the second point. Let's do the same for the third point. And there you have it. That is very similar to the one that we have on Google. So yeah, that's basically how you can apply this key takeaway design on your WordPress website. And that is just one implementation of many Gutenberg features. So if you want to know more about this editor and you want to get the best design or the best content from it, then check out this video where I explain some of the hidden features in the Gutenberg editor, and I'll see you there.